Hello, welcome to the fourth part of Rational Number Rewind series. Last video we learned about associative properties of rational numbers, and this uh, time we are going to learn a few different interesting things. So yeah, we will learn distributive property over addition, subtraction, and then there are a few interesting things: rule of 0, 1, additive inverse, multiplicative inverse, etc. Basically fairly simple. What is the role of 0? Understand, the role of 0 is that if you add or subtract 0 from any number, nothing happens, right? So if there is a number n, any rational number or any number for that matter, let's say that number is 5 by 8. If I add 0 to it, the number stays as it is. If I subtract 0 from it, the number stays as it is. So whenever I'm doing addition and subtraction by 0, the value of the number does not change. But if I multiply a number by 0, it becomes 0. Okay, and if I divide a number by 0, this value is not defined. Okay, a lot of people will tell you that actually this value is infinity, and this value is not infinity. This value is not defined. It could be anything. It could be plus infinity or it could be minus infinity also. This is a concept that we will cover later on in calculus, not now. But please do not be fooled by the fact if somebody tells you that any number divided by 0 is infinity. Now this part obviously is easier to understand, but why does it happen that when we multiply a rational number or any number for that matter, it becomes 0? Why? Have you ever thought about it, that why if we multiply a number by 0, the product becomes 0? So today we'll learn. Let's take a number 3. What is 3 into 3? 9. What is 3 into 2? 6. What is 3 into 1? 3. What is 3 into 0? This is what we have to figure out. Okay, now see, from 3 into 3 to 3 into 2, when I reduce the multiplier by 1, basically what is happening? I am subtracting minus 3. Again I am subtracting minus 3. So again here what I am going to do, I am going to subtract minus 3. So what do I get? 9 minus 3 is 6. 6 minus 3 is 3. And 3 minus 3, which is 3 into 0, is 0. Similarly, then 3 into minus 1 will be minus 3. That's how we learned the integer, negative integer, positive integer multiplication as well. Yeah, so which is why when we multiply any number by 0, the value becomes 0. So that's how you should understand. Now let's learn the role of 1. Okay, and we will learn the role of 1 across, once again, all the 4 operations, and let's see what those operations are. So if we add 1 to any number, like, it does not have a practical significance because it will add. If we subtract it, nothing really happens. Like, this is not something that is the role of 1, so ignore it. The role of 1 actually comes during multiplication. So whenever you multiply 1 to any number, the value does not change. And whenever you divide any number by 1, the value does not change. So basically, the role of 1 is very similar to the role of 0 in addition and subtraction. Like, whenever I add 0 to 5, nothing will change, or subtract anything to 0, nothing will change. Similarly, if I multiply a number by 1, the number will stay. And now you know that why 5 into 1 is 5, because we just learnt it. And using the same method, if you see here, you can also see that why 3 into 1 is 3. Similarly, for any number you can establish why that number into 1 is equal to that number itself. Okay, For division also you can understand, because division is repeat subtraction. So if 15 is divided by let's say 5 into 1 is 5, we have ascertained this, then division is just a derivative of this statement. Okay, so that is the way to understand division. Now there is this concept of additive inverse and multiplicative inverse. It is very simple. Whenever we add two numbers a plus b such that a plus b is equal to 0, both a and b are additive inverse of each other. Okay, so a is the additive inverse of b and b is the additive inverse of a. And a simple way of finding it, if you get a positive number, let's say 4 by 5, so what will be the additive inverse? It will be minus 4 by 5, because when you add both these it will be equal to 0. And if we get a negative number, let's say minus 5 by 7, what will be the what will be the additive inverse? It will be 5 by 7. So that's as simple as it gets. Okay, now let's learn multiplicative inverse. So going by the same definition, I am sure you must have realized that if a plus b equal to 0 defines additive inverse, then a into b equal to 1, it will define multiplicative inverse. If I multiply two numbers so that the product is 1, okay, then it is multiplicative inverse. So both a and b once again are multiplicative inverse of each other. They are also called reciprocals of each other. So if I have a number 2, the simply express it as a rational number first and then inverse the number. So bring the denominator to numerator and vice versa. 1 by 2 is the multiplicative inverse of 2. If the number is 3 by 4, then 4 by 3 is the multiplicative inverse of 3 by 4 and vice versa. If it is a negative fraction, say minus 3 by 4, then minus 4 by 3 is the multiplicative inverse, not 4 by 3, because the product has to be 1, not minus 1, and therefore if one of them is negative, the other also got to be negative for the product to be minus 1, product to be 1. So that's the multiplicative inverse. Now we'll talk about distributivity. Let's say there are rational numbers a, b and c in such a fashion that we write a into b plus c under brackets. Okay, so we could do two things. Either we could just sum b plus c and then multiply by a, and the other way is that we could distribute this division over this addition. We could distribute this multiplication over this addition, right? So we could write it as ab plus bc. That is distributivity. It is also distributed over subtraction. Okay, so if the expression is a into b minus c, we could also write ab minus ac. Similarly, it also gets distributed over in division. It could be b plus c divided by a, which is also b by a plus c by a. This is nothing but how you find out the sum of two fractions. And once again in subtraction as well, it is distributed b by c minus c by a. So this is distributivity, and it is applicable on rational numbers, natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, in all the cases except where the denominator is 0. And with that, we have finished the quick rewind of rational numbers. I hope you enjoyed the series. If you have a problem or a question, feel free to write to me. We'll be more than happy to answer. Keep watching, keep learning. Bye.